Shading and color. You might call that a mystery, but I'm going to reveal some amazing secrets to you tonight on Unsolved Mysteries.
Hey students, welcome back. Today we're going to be talking about shading with color and kind of keeping with what we've been doing for the past few weeks, learning to draw better, showing more details by observation, adding shade, drawing in 3 dimensions. Now we're going to continue with talking about how to draw better, specifically adding shade to something you do with color. So I hope you enjoy this. I'm going to show you a lot of cool tricks. All right, I set up my still life, which is my apple, my orange, my banana. I have the lamp here so it can cast a good shadow. As you can see, the cast shadow here and the shading on the side of the fruit. And I'm ready to take a photograph and get started. So I took a photo of my still life. Like I said, I always think it's a good tip just because it doesn't move, and whenever you look at it, you get the same picture. I got some colored pencils here, my pad, my pencil, and my eraser, and a little sharpener in case I need it for my colored pencils. And I'm ready to get started.
Give me your attention, baby. I gotta tell you a little something about yourself. You're wonderful, flawless, ooh, you a sexy lady. But you walk around here like you wanna be someone else. Ooh, whoa. I know that you don't know it, but you're fine, so fine. Fine, so fine. Ooh, whoa. Oh, girl, I'm gonna show you when you're mine, oh, mine. Mine, oh, mine. Treasure.
All right, I'm just getting started here. I selected some pencils. Mainly, I'm just going to start with a banana. I do have a lot of colored pencils, but you can do it with less. But I think whenever you color with colored pencils, never just go with like one color for an entire fruit or entire object. The point of trying to capture the shading isn't going to be with the pencil, but it will be with color. So that's something I'm going to kind of point out in my next little time-lapse video. But for now, I just want to show you before I get going, always color in the direction of your object. So like this banana is obviously like this shape. I'm going to color like this mainly, and I'm going to do it lightly at the beginning. Later I'll bear down once I see which colors look better in which place. After I do that, then I can start kind of bearing down. But for right now, I'm going very lightly. I'm going in the shape of the object, and actually on the highlighted part of my banana, this is the brightest part. And so in a second, I'll turn it over to time lapse, and you can kind of see exactly how I do that.
You can make my wish come true. If you let me treasure you. If you let me treasure you. Oh, oh. You are my treasure. You are my treasure. You are my treasure. Yeah, you are my treasure. You are my treasure. You are my treasure. Yeah, you are treasure.
So here I have my finished piece. If you notice, there are some shadows and some shading, none of which I used my regular pencil for. The regular pencil I only used to outline everything, and the shadows were created by different colors. Because when I use color pencils, I want to stick with color pencils. It would look strange if my shadows were pencil and everything else was color. Or if the shadow on this orange was pencil color instead of like this sort of tan orange color. Because on my photograph, you can see, if you kind of look there, it's just a darker orange. And so I created that by adding a bit of tan in with the orange and blend them together. The same with this apple here. There's some darker spots, and they get quite dark in between where the orange and the apple are. So I had no problem using just like a dark brown and blending it in with the red. Not just by itself, but blending it in. And then here on the edge of the banana, where you can see a bit of shadow, or the shade rather, on the edge of the banana here. On mine, you can kind of see I recreated that look with a little bit of brown blended in with the yellow color. So a lot of it has to do with blending. Okay, so your assignment for this week will be to select an object. You will be drawing this object. Number 2, I want you to photograph that object like we did with black and white, but this time keep your photograph color. Your third step will be to actually draw out the object. Use pencil, use your color pencils. You can use crayons, you can use watercolors, anything that you add color with, because the focus is shading in color. So you can shade with watercolors or crayons or color pencils like I did. Any of those are acceptable. And then finally, I want you to post, but I want you to post a photograph of your drawing and the photograph that you took. So I can see and compare and contrast the photograph with your drawing and give you some really good feedback. Look forward to checking out what you're drawing.